Hey there, this is Melissa F. Kalin, founder of the Michigan Aurora Chasers, and I'm here to give you a little bit of Michigan Aurora Chasers savvy. Now, the Michigan Aurora Chasers was founded on Facebook. It's a group that is quickly approaching 90,000 members. And we would like to help you find the information you need to start chasing the Northern Lights and hopefully be successful. So if you're on a desktop computer, and if you're not, click around on your ellipsis, your dots, your menus that sort of expand, see what's there. I am logged in right now as our public Facebook page, so you're not going to see my personal account, but you are going to see what the group looks like to a page, which is very similar to what it looks like to a member. So a lot of our guides are actually in the featured tab, which is all not up here in the tabs, but a bar where there are some updates. And if you don't click the drop down arrow, you won't see those. So click that drop down arrow, scroll through our best content prioritized in a way that works for you. That's one great place to go for more information. Now, beyond that, we also have a guide section. So if you can find that word guides along with all the other types of tabs and click in, you'll see guides devoted to different types of Aurora chasing information. Spend some time here. A lot of people ask us, where can I go to view the aurora? What are some good viewing locations? Well, we have an entire guide, our first guide, that tells you where you can go and helps you find that information. In fact, we have some very specific locations highlighted for you in the viewing locations guide tab. Now, please note, most viewing locations are not shared publicly on our group wall, because we have almost 90,000 members, and on an active night, you could get literally over 100 people, maybe even 1,000 people, all going to the same place. That is not a fun experience. Most of these dark sky viewing locations are not set up like a concert hall. So they're not going to have restrooms. They're not going to have parking. They're not going to have roads that give you good access. You really need to think through a viewing location and ideally scout out your own viewing location to avoid some of those problems, some of that chaos, and to make sure that everyone can stay safe in sustainable crowds. So again, if you click into our guides tab, you're actually going to find some dark sky maps. In addition, we've suggested roadside parks, and there are specific locations all over Michigan. When someone recommends viewing locations by the dozens or hundreds, all of a sudden that becomes more sustainable than recommending one viewing location for almost 100,000 people, let's be honest. More in our guides tab. As you scroll down, you're going to see there's a beginner's guide. Thanks to admin Patrick Gruba, we have a full beginner's guide that's actually available to download. And this includes all kinds of good stuff for beginners. So be sure to check that out. I'm scrolling by quickly because I also want to show you that we explain the numbers. We explain universal time. All the forecasts are given in universal time coordinated. All you had to do is a simple time conversion to get that information in your time zone. For the Michigan Aurora Chasers, there are actually 2 time zones in Michigan. So we like to stick to universal time, not only to get you used to what you're seeing in your apps, but also to help people everywhere. So recognizing that we both have the Lower Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula, and we both have the Eastern time zone and the Central time zone. Again, there's the beginner's guide. You'll also find a guide of visual resources. So these are actually going to explain in detail with visuals what is happening when we're talking about the Northern Lights. There are also some links to my blog where I offer in-depth explainers of some of the challenges and information you're going to experience. You'll see naked eye guides or eyesight visibility guides that will tell you right up front You may not see all those beautiful colors from the photographs with your own eyes. What can you expect? And then the comments on those posts are really great as well. So again, just look for that guides tab, spend a little bit of time here. Facebook will tell you whether or not you've completed each guide. You certainly don't have to, but here's a guide to how to take photos with your if we're going to the right one here, Samsung Galaxy Astrophoto mode, how to take photos on your iPhone tips and hacks for aurora chasing. It's all here. It's all inside the guides. You just need to spend some time kind of clicking around, reading through, or even looking at some of the visuals. Some of our great members in the group, or more active members, have provided visuals on where to click, what to click, how to get yourself set up for aurora chasing and aurora photography. Obviously, there are other things of interest to us at night, including things like light pollution versus the glow of the aurora, and when they mix together, how to tell the difference. So you're going to see all kinds of guides inside here. Now, there's a few other ways to find guides. Apologies for my fast scrolling here. If this feels a little bit too complicated, or you can't get to that guides tab, which again, just sort of sorts things going down, most of them are labeled well. We can go in and fix some of those labels. You can also use this quick hack. We have built a link tree to provide our best resources to you. And it's really easy to type. If you've ever used a link tree, just going into Google and typing link tree, this is a website. It's a link and bio tool. It makes a link really easy to use. So what is our link tree? We'll just go into our search engine here and type it right at the top. So link tree is actually going to be spelled this way. It's the word link tree to get the two words link tree together. It's going to be LINKTR. Then just to mix things up, they're going to put the period after the R and then an EE. So it's an unusual website link. So just go into your browser, type LINKTR period EE. That's your link tree / my Aurora Chasers. Michigan is abbreviated MI, so we're the My Aurora Chasers, or Michigan Aurora Chasers. All of a sudden, you're at our link tree. Right at the top, near the top, we'll include the beginner's guide to aurora chasing right here. I'm trying to talk through this a little bit quickly. And it's a free download. So just click there. All of a sudden, you have the beginner's guide for aurora chasing. And huge thank you to Patrick Gruba, who really needs to set up a website or some sort of donation page so that we can thank him for all of his work. He does a ton of work for the Michigan Aurora Chasers, as do all of our admins and group experts. So he's got a table of contents. Aurora, how to predict them, mobile apps and websites. Need to know an app? Find it here. Equipment, what will you need? Your camera, cell phone, recommended accessories, settings for your camera, nighttime etiquette. Again, keep our viewing locations sustainable, keep our dark sky areas safe. Try to go out there with etiquette, knowing how to not turn this hobby into total chaos. There are more resources available, an FAQ, so frequently asked questions, sources, all kinds of information right here in this beginner's guide, with everything credited to the right sources, websites that are available to you, apps that are available to you, an explanation of the KP, which is often used for predicting aurora, some maps and visuals, all kinds of information. All you have to do is go to our link tree. Again, it's linktree / my Aurora Chasers. Really easy to type in, and you can get to all sorts of other guides here as well. Now, if you're in the group, which granted is a public group, but anyone who can prove that they're a good candidate for Michigan Aurora Chasers can join. Once you're in the group, another way to find guides is to go to the media section, and then our albums, we actually have the visual resources album right here with all these great links credited to their sources. You can flip through these visual resources and learn all about the aurora. So it's going to talk about everything from forecasting to photography to dark sky parks, or I'm sorry, not dark sky parks, but dark sky locations, how to use that ovation map. Again, that's another resource available to you, and it's right inside the Michigan Aurora Chasers. Now, if that's not enough, since you're here, you also know that I've started a YouTube channel. So all you have to do is go to youtube.com/ at Melissa the Aurora Chaser, and I'll be sharing these videos with you. I'm not only creating a playlist of Michigan Aurora Chasers Savvy with tips on how to use our group, but I'm also creating an entire playlist that will help anyone chasing at lower latitudes, aurora chasing in your backyard. Because when you get right down to it during a really strong show, all you need to do is go outside in your backyard and look up in those dark skies to see the northern lights. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, remember to use those resources that are available, that beginner's guide in the guides section. This is going to take you a long way on your journey to catch the ever elusive, rare natural phenomenon of the aurora borealis. Thanks again for listening and watching, and good luck on the aurora chasing trail.